Son shit, y'all ready?
I hope y'all are. This episode we're talking about Japanese soldiers in World War II. That's just a crazy piece of history. Like, I'm trying not to overstate that, but you still gotta say it that way. It's a crazy piece of history to realize while we were at war with Japan, while we had camps holding Japanese citizens as captives, we also had their children, their husbands, their fathers at war on our behalf. That's just, I don't know, man. I don't even, like, that's, I don't know. I'm at the point where I'm like, if y'all was really that against them, why did you let that happen? And then at the same time, to show loyalty on their end, it was like, nah, we got this. We're going to show y'all it's not whatever it is y'all think it is. So it's such a duality of where's the hate, where's the love, and all this weird murkiness. We had to, let it be known that there were soldiers out there doing what they do for that Memorial Day show, for this Memorial Day episode, past Memorial Day, because Memorial Day was Saturday, and I told y'all last week, we're going to do something. This is something. That's how we get down. American Japanese soldiers in World War II. Boom. Now, here's something I gotta say. I found myself, I say that weird, right? I felt like I just randomly walked into the movie theater. Let me scratch that. We went to go see Kingdoms of a Planet of the Apes. I'm gonna tell you now, this is one of the better movies I've seen. I'm not gonna say the best. That's just some weird thing. I don't do all this. It's the greatest ever. Nah. This is one of the better movies I've seen. Out of the trilogy, and here's the wild thing, out of that trilogy, the only movie that's not really good is the first one, because they were still trying to figure out what they wanted to do. But when you take that in consideration, and you look at that first one, that's a great movie. That first was a great movie. James Franco and all that, that's a great movie. It's just the ante, and it just got better and better each time. You add this into that mix, it's the same thing. Here's what I want to say. And spoilers, I guess, right? Is that what we do? Spoilers. Because it's hard to talk about a lot of this stuff without saying a lot of other stuff. But I will say this, and I don't have to spoil this. Disney owns Fox. Disney owns Star Wars. Disney owns Marvel. You need to take whoever is in charge of that franchise. You need to take those people. Don't give them to the other two. Have them have sit-downs and how to lay out stories. How to do this with a lot less of a budget. The money on Planet of the Apes is nowhere near the money for these Marvel movies. At all. Nowhere near the money for the Star Wars joints. At all. It looks great. Matter of fact, word has it, the water CGI, whatever, that they use for Avatar is the same water, whatever CGI thing that they use for this movie. It looks hokey on Avatar, and I get why it looks hokey on Avatar, because it's not even supposed to be Earth. It looks real on this joint, on this Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. The water looks real. And if you've seen the movie, you're thinking to yourself, what? Hold on, that's fake. First of all, it gotta be, because it's an ape in there, and if the ape's fake, I don't know how that works either. But what I'm just saying is, the water is fake, and it looks so real. Disney, y'all need to sit down and have a conversation with these people. Y'all need to have a conversation with these people on the whole layout. This movie starts off with, spoilers again, like I said, right? With the death of Caesar, the funeral for Caesar. And you see the kid, you see their child, and then it just fades off. And then when it comes back around, it's like generations later. The apes in this movie are not in no way related to any of the apes that we're accustomed to knowing from the last joint. They're not related to them at all. Star Wars, talking to y'all. You can expand and build on your universe without a Skywalker or a hint of a Skywalker. It can be done. Y'all kind of been doing it, but then y'all fall back and, you know what I mean, we're there. We're in a place where this can be done. Have a compelling story, both of them, Star Wars and Marvel. Yeah, it doesn't have to have jokes all over the place. Marvel and whatever it was Star Wars was trying to do with that second movie out of the last trilogy, that was, matter of fact, let me be real. I don't even remember what that second movie was. Whatever that second movie was, yeah, I remember the second movie, right? Where they were trying to give off so many like political conscious vibes with the, you know, all kind of stuff. They was at like the casino planet or whatever. That joint made all the men mad because all the women were in charge on the joint. That joint. That second movie had so much goofiness going on. And again, I don't want to blame Star Wars for that. I blame Marvel for that one. Because that movie was probably being filmed and everything around the same time as Thor Ragnarok. And the reception on that was great. They couldn't do it again with the God of Thunder thing or whatever that was. But that one, and by the way, by the time Black Panther came around, it was like, oh, that Ragnarok's overrated. It has no real vibe. It's like, it's gonna be super funny. I'm like it's like, what's going on? There's no real jokes in this movie. People were into this movie. They were riding with this movie. You know what I mean? No funny. I mean, the jokes that came were such subtle jokes that weren't over the top. You have to laugh out loud moments. There was subtleties. You know what I mean? Kind of things you just find humorous. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between, oh my God, and I. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between that. And they were riding in that lane of, okay, all right, that was funny. That, y'all need to talk to whoever these people are that are over this franchise, the Planet of the Apes franchise. They got it. They got it right. And I don't get it twisted. I know when Deadpool comes out, it's going to be like, well, see, you can do all this, but Deadpool's a different beast. Deadpool is a different beast. Deadpool was doing this from the start. This movie is great. This movie is a good movie. It's a great movie. I'm not saying it's the greatest of all time. It's the greatest of the year. No. This movie did everything right. Introduced you to new characters. Got you invested in new characters. Explored the lore of what happened previously. Brings you into a whole new dimension of what's going on. Expanded the mythos of this joint. And when it's all said and done, who are you going to root for? Because it ends off with, she got the hard drive or whatever, and they put it in a thing and the satellites are working again. They're communicating with people. Humans are communicating amongst each other. So you know what that means. That means they about to go to war. Oh, wait. Who do you root for? And here's the beautifulness of this movie also. They just went back to nature. The star ape, Noah, or whatever, his people, they control birds, eagles. They that's what they do. They have the eagles hunt for them, have the eagles pick out other spots and help guide them on where they need to go. Man, look. If this is not more Avatar than Avatar, in that instance where they remind you of the past of indigenous people, like the whole, they're not worried about technology. Everybody apparently have broken off and splintered off into their own tribes, clans, groups, and they're living. There's a part early in the beginning where the girl grabs something and they grab it back from her, and everybody's like, yo, that smells like human. They don't call them humans though, but you know, anyway, that smells like humans. You're told not to go on the other side of that tunnel. Let them do whatever they doing. This is what we do. Let them do whatever it is that they got going on. We gonna do what we do over here. These humans are looking to take over and dominate the whole joint all over again. My man asks at the end to the chick, do you think we can coexist? Do you think we can live together? I don't know. She knows the answer is no. She even goes, yo, this was us first. Yo. And being the person that I am, I understand that the Planet of the Apes, I know somebody listening going about, oh, there you go, you about to make it about black and whites. I am. Yes, I am. Because Planet of the Apes was technically about black people. And how that would fare if we ran the world or whatever. But the fact that we're not trying to coexist, we're trying to take back over. This was ours first. This belonged to us first. That's today. That's the fear. When you talk about white America's fear, that's the thing. They're not thinking about the fact that if it's even, if it's fair, everybody's chilling. Yeah, you know, there's white people who have theirs, there's black people who have theirs. Nah. There's this thought that there's and even in the movie, yeah, there's a dude who's looking to take over because he's like, yo, I think they're going to come for us, son. And my man is even understanding that the star ape is like, yo, he won't lying about y'all. Y'all really on some funny stuff. But I'm trying to go, yo, this is our people. We ain't got nothing to do with whatever that is. We just want to be here. Is there any way that we can all coexist? And she's just like, I don't know. My hope is when the next movie comes out, that it jumps even further ahead. Where they're all old. Where Shorty's old, he's old, and it's one of those things where she's been trying to go, yo, I know what we're trying to do, but can we figure it out? Because there's some apes out there that they're just living. Nah, man, we got to get rid of them. And she maybe starts a whole nother faction of humans who are kind of like, got a point. Like, the few apes we've came across, they're not out here wilding out either. They're running from us like we're running from them. They just want to be left alone. Like, we've been peeping on them. They're just chilling. They got their own little, so we're just going to destroy their community? And that becomes a thing. That becomes an inner working on that end. The same way we saw that inner working in the kingdom with the apes. Like, my man ain't want to be part of this. He could care less. He just wanted to get his people back home. That was it. He ain't, like, whatever this is, it's cool. Y'all do that. We want to go home. That is a whole different dynamic to all of this. And then again, and what I'm saying is, when it all boils down to that movie where they're going to war, who do you root for? Humanity? Or do you go, yo, we gotta know better than this, right? Like, why not try to figure something out? Because there's going to have to be a winner or loser. It's not going to boil down to, no, let's all live in harmony and then do a Bollywood dance at the end. Nah, there's going to be a distinct winner, distinct, definite loser. Whose side? Where that's gonna ride at? This is a great movie, and it says so much. It says so much about the lore and how even then, as generations go, you lose your origin. Cause no one in his family knew nothing about the Caesar talk. Caesar, like my man, like the orangutan says Caesar, and he's just like, who? Man, I heard them say that. Yo, forget that dude. What? What are you talking about? Yeah, they were like, for Caesar, and this and this and this. Oh, nah, that ain't that. Nah, that ain't what he. I don't know what you talking about. That ain't how that go down. This. My man was like, yo, he was actually raised by humans, so there was a piece of him that loved and respected humans, and he was trying his best to have them coexist. Humans got the humans we had got to stay over there. Oh, for real? Yeah. Oh, okay. Again, people who as time goes on, we lose it. You know what I'm saying? People come to America by generation 4, they don't speak the language anymore. You know, colonizers come and invade by generation 3, they don't speak the language anymore. You know what I'm saying? People who come here and want to make sure that they're respected as citizens don't rock the culture anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's that. And as everybody separated, they didn't want to be part of that. They wanted to cultivate their own thing, make their own thing, have their own thing. That you forget all about the origin. Like, Noah had no idea that there was something before that. And he's like, and the dude was showing him, like, nah. Them humans y'all talking about, this was them. This was all of them. We didn't do any of this. This is their world. As they got sick, whatever happened with the virus that made us was killing them. And this is it. That's just how we run. Like the survivors they got, you know, he's up here thinking they can't talk and they're dumb and you gotta teach them. Somehow, it might not have spread it to everybody that way, and for those who didn't, they were raising people and teaching them. But what they were also teaching them was to hate. So now you get that aspect of it. She's been taught to hate these apes and to take back this thing. Never was taught, hey, try to figure out how to work with each other. There's a group, generations now. So all of those humans that you see that are out here with that we need to take over mentality, this is all they ever know, that the apes were in charge. They were told generations and generations, this was our world before that. We need to take this over. Y'all see what I'm saying? The concept of trying to build a bridge for either side generations later, after Caesar dies and everybody kind of goes their separate ways and starts to raise their own colonies, that never becomes a thing. You know what I'm saying? It never becomes a thing. And then to think about it from this angle, there's places where they never even met a Caesar. So now you gotta wonder what was going on 6 states out. What was going on a whole other continent out. How was that playing out? And if you do think about it that way, are there places where they do coexist? Do you go out here and try to disrupt that harmony? Like, yo, what, y'all hang out together? How dare you? They're apes. This is what it was since we've been here. My whole life, I'm 48. This is what we've been doing. My grandfather said this was all they know. So, I mean, you damn telling us we should just take this over because we're human and they're not. I don't know if I can co-sign with that one. The Game. This movie's deeper on a lot of levels. a lot of levels. And we need more movies like this. Fox is owned by Disney. Disney needs to talk to the people at Fox and be like, yo, whoever these dudes are, these people, women and all them, come over here to Marvel and holler. Come over here to Star Wars and holler. Figure this out. We ain't gonna get the dude from Dune and all that, because that's Warner Brothers, but we got something just as compelling over here with these apes. Show them the way, please. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, put them onto this right here. This is, you had a movie theater. You have movie goers feeling for characters that this is their first time knowing them. As much as this is a franchise thing, these people are new. Completely new. Everybody. And you rode with it. We rode with it as an audience. Hollywood doesn't try to do this. Dune, the people from Dune are right now going, yeah, okay, so we can't do 4, 5, and 6. All right, we was kind of worried, but the Planet of the Apes has opened up the door for so much. You know what I'm saying? Because for those who know about the Dune saga, yeah, there's a point where all the people that you've seen in 1 and 2 and soon to be 3, they're dead. They're gone. That's nothing anymore. There's a whole new everything. Like the family lineage of my mans is completely gone. And then there's just that. The concept of what Dune is, that's a whole nother thing. They're probably over there going, okay, we can start storyboarding 4, 5, and 6. Let's do it. Because you can now. Because the Planet of the Apes showed you that as long as the story is good, you can continue the franchise without any of that. Disney, that means Marvel doesn't need to keep trying to figure out a way to bring back all the old people that died or moved on after Endgame. You can start developing new heroes and have a great story, and people will ride with it if you can. If you so choose to. If the thought is they probably just need to be all white males first again, do that. I don't know. Maybe that's what you need to do. But one thing's for sure, you can do that. That's all I'm gonna say on that. That's all I got to say on that. And it's a good movie. If you're into whatever the other 3 were, you'll definitely enjoy this one. Great movie. That's all I wanted to talk about. Planet of the Apes and this joint. And my bad. What are we gonna do next year? Speaking of Warner Brothers Discovery looks like they're like, we cool in the NBA, and they're gonna let that go. They're going to let that go. And this says a lot more about the NBA more than it does the inside the NBA crew. That's the only discussion people are having. People don't even care who's going to the finals right now. They're just like, oh my God, can this Western Conference final hit 7 games so we can continue to see these brothers? Oh my God, if y'all ain't gonna do it, can somebody have the good graces to bring Chuck, Shaq, Kenny, and Ernie to the finals? Move that tired, lame group that you got over there in ESPN out the way. Let's get these dudes. If this is it, let these dudes go out with a finals. The NBA action is secondary to what's going to happen with Chuck, Kenny, Ernie, and Shaq. The rest of that joint is secondary. The NBA is That's the big scoop. What's going to happen with them? Is somebody going to pick them up? Well, Ernie said he ain't leaving TNT. Ernie was with TNT for long before all of that. Ernie's a lifer. It's funny because a lot of people were like, God, I wish Disney really was trying to be stingy with their money and let this NBA thing pass. They can't. And it's not because they feel they need to, and it's not because they believe in the NBA or because they're partnering up with anybody. It's because as of right now, and has been for a few years now, ESPN as a network is the only network that has all 4 major sports. 5 when you count in the WNBA. College sports. They do golf. They do tennis. They are now, within these last few years, several years, they have truly become the home of sports. There was a time when all they had was baseball and hockey. They flirted with football. There was a time where it was like, they had the basketball, but they didn't have hockey. Now they have all of this. You're not going to give that up. Sorry. You're not letting that go. Fox was close, because Fox plays hockey, they have baseball, they have football. They don't have basketball. NBC, close. They didn't have basketball. I think they don't have baseball either, right? They just have hockey and football. CBS doesn't have anything outside of football. ESPN has all of it. Every single major sport. That's why they're not giving it up. Trust me, the ratings can be as low as it wants to be. To be able to say that you're the only network that has it all, and if Warner Brothers really wanted to, they could easily go, we'll buy that NBA, and then we're going to buy the NFL Monday Night Football from you. Because then they'd have all of it. The game is crazy. And I think every sports thing, with the exception of CBS, has NASCAR, right? Fox, I know Fox has it. I think ABC has it. TNT, I think, has it. Now, I might be wrong, but I'm just saying. Matter of fact, if I had to be honest with y'all, there was no other television show out there having more fun than Inside the NBA. And the only show that came close was Sports Nation, when you had Beetle, Max, and Marcellus. That and Highly Questionable with Poppy, and that was it. Those 2 shows could keep up. And guess what? ESPN is so, I don't know what they are, uppity, that they weren't going to, like, if you took Sports Nation's vibe and put it on your pre and post game NBA, competition. It's competition. Because again, nobody was doing what the TNT was doing except for Sports Nation. If you wanted to have that vibe, and everybody will tell you, that was always the difference. The freedom that they have on TNT. To be themselves. Don't overdo it. Don't try to force yourself to be something else. Be yourself. Man, but look. Let's get into the Japanese thing. So much to talk about, but this is not how we're going to do it. Do we? I don't know, man. I feel like sometimes we just have a discussion. I don't know, man. I don't know. But we're going to get down and get into this episode and do what we do. Thank y'all for rocking with me. East Coast, West Coast, worldwide, Lost Boys. Let's get into it. Yes, yes, yes. And y'all know who the best. Okay, one of the goodest. Y'all know how I'ma put it all in perspective, intellectual when I connect it. Y'all know how look, I don't know where I was going with that. I was about to just say some off the wall extraterrestrial, imperial. Yeah, I don't know, man. Now I'm just out here just saying random words. Yeah, salute the like Amish people with Tourette's. Because Amish people with Tourette's don't say the N-word. They don't even cuss. They just be like, "Bowie," just out the blue. Gosh darn it! Like, what? Sabotage. Like, what? He has Tourette's. Oh. Then you gotta, like, first time you hear a white person, just like, N-word! Smack him. Hey, you know you ain't got to say that. Amish people ain't even said that word. Then after he heard it, all of a sudden, like, oh, so word. Y'all be out here just trying. Y'all really be wanting to say it. Hi. That's when you grab them and you be like, yo, I'm gonna see how much your Tourette's work. and you take them to the local mosque. Well, not like the regular Muslim mosque. No. The Nation of Islam. And you drop them there with a big old picture of Elijah Muhammad is right there. And then there's a picture of Farrakhan. I'm like, yeah. Let's see your Tourette's act up now. And they just, yeah. I knew y'all had some restraint. Don't play with us, man. Yeah. These boys, yeah. And here's the wild part. I've never really met a violent brother who has completely changed his life. I ain't talking about like the brothers who still got, they like, you know what I'm saying? They more like 5%ers than Nation of Islam brothers, like more than the fruit of Islam. Like they more like 5%ers. They every once in a while you catch them smoking on something. Like, yo, for real? Yeah, I mean, I'm trying, dog. I mean, I gave away. I don't mess with no more like pork. I don't mess with no white women. You know what I mean? I don't cuss too much. You know what I mean? I'm out here eating these bean pies. I'm still trying to look. Once I develop a taste for these bean pies, then I'll go ahead and convert completely. But right now, I mean, I read the mosque, bro. I'm out here doing my thing. I pray 5 times a day. I'm on that point. Like, all right, I mean, I feel you. Them brothers, though. Yeah. But them regular, that's been there for like 10, 20 years, nah. It's just the stare. The stare alone is going to scare them little white kids not to say they were, and they look. What is it you want to say, brother? Darshgarn it! Yeah, he went with the Amish kid. Suffering succotash. Yeah, I thought so. But anyway, that ain't what we here to do. I interrupt the proceedings to proceed with something dope on. I don't know. I'm just playing around. And I missed my Luther Q and everything. But anyway, take it from the top. This moment in Asian and Pacific Islander history. It's Memorial Day. And I said that, I started it off like it was going to be some real super, it's Memorial Day. And on a day like this, what we need to do, nah, I'm playing. Anyway, it's Memorial Day, and I'm like, yo, what do I do? And I'm like, nah, I'm still staying in the Asian and Pacific Islander realm. I know I talked about the concentration camps with the Japanese, and the irony of all that is there were soldiers, Japanese American soldiers, fighting for this country while their parents were in concentration camps. You know how crazy that is? Like, do you understand how wild that is? You know what I'm saying? I mean, as a black man, we can understand, because we fought in every war while we were still in our situation. But that is a whole nother thing. 33,000 men of Japanese ancestry, American citizens, were over there fighting, putting in work on behalf of the country. Some of them were aware of it, some weren't, that their parents, loved ones, family were in concentration camps. But the segregation over there was a thing too. You know what I'm saying? They were part of the 442nd Regiment combat team fighting up there in the Italian Peninsula. You know what I'm saying? And it was all the way from the Italian Peninsula to southern France. This is the joint that jumped off. You know what I'm saying? When they caught prisoners, they actually would grab a couple of the soldiers and be like, yo, what they talking about? Holla at them like, yo, let us know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Trying to translate to get this thing over with as soon as possible and trade out people, you know what I mean? And all that. Oh, my bad on the loop. But anyway, this is what we took. Like, these are things that they don't even tell you about. They don't even begin to like put you into the perspective of that we do this. You know what I'm saying? This is just crazy. Roosevelt had basically was like, yo, we really don't want you, but we're gonna use you. We're gonna need you to get down, especially like when the joint happened with Pearl Harbor, and it was like, yo, we don't really want them, but we'll use them to the best of our ability, and that's what they did. You know what I'm saying? And also at the same time, their contribution was still used. Now, the stories on how everything went down when they came back home, that's a little crazy. Of course, there was anger, and for a lot of them, no matter how angry they were, there was still a piece of them that was like, this will make us more American. You doing that makes it, let them know that we are truly American. We're not going to betray our country, our patriotism. And it's the wild joint. Ann Coulter told Ramaswamy on his podcast, straight just was out here splashing all kind of, you know what I mean, disrespect in his face on his own platform. That, if you haven't seen that, that's just a whole nother lane. But she said it's going to take like 5 generations to be truly acclimated as a patriot of the country, to truly have nationalism ingrained within your DNA. And for the Japanese people, that's the same mentality they had. Like, yo, why don't y'all go out there and do that? Don't worry, you know what I'm saying, we'll be fine. Some weren't. And I think that's the ones you really got to worry about. Come home after you defended this country and your people died over the stuff, because they weren't given. This ain't about the concentration camps, but to understand that they were basically left to their own devices. You know what I mean? They basically built a whole community amongst themselves, and when it felt like, some say when it felt like they got too comfortable and they had truly made lemonade out of these lemons they were given, the people who were watching over them would kind of come in and disrupt the game out of just spite. You know what I mean? That's it's a piece of American history, a piece that we don't talk about. And even if you look at it from the positive side, that we had Japanese American soldiers out here fighting in World War II against Japanese people or against the Nazis, it's still a part of the story that we don't get. You know what I mean? But anyway, this is what we do. This is how we get down. This is that history moment. Get at me. Google me. These podcast site joints that I got, like these right here, I turn these into little podcast site joints. Our world, our time. So most streaming joints. These mixes are on here. This .at. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a lot of stuff. I don't post a lot except for like. No, I don't post a lot. Even when I post on the gram, it's like sparingly. I really need to get my game up, like, you know what I mean? But anyway, that ain't what we here to do. We here to get down with this music. Let's go. Yes. Hey, we out here. Word. Rest in peace to Big. Rest in peace to Guru. Ooh, rest in peace to Michael Jackson. There's some other people out there I know, but just salute to all the people who have passed. Because I know also people take this whole Memorial Day thing and they speak on people who passed. You know what I'm saying? It ain't so much about the soldiers, but salute to the soldiers. You know what I mean? So this is what we do. This is how we get down. Y'all make sure that y'all out here enjoying yourselves first and foremost. Safety first before that. You know what I mean? So watch out for the roads and all that. Thank y'all for rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? We can continue on. I think the game on, right? Yo, look, Indiana had game 1, kind of, sort of, but we ain't here to talk about that. It's a whole new joint, man. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm going to holler at y'all later Wednesday, and we're going to get into what we do. Word. Summertime coming, so you know what we're going to do. I think we're going to slow it down for my anniversary, so be prepared for a lot of lovey-dovey, slow jam music, you know what I mean? Get your sway on with your peoples. So we're going to do what we do, and I'm going to holler at y'all then, you know what I mean? So, they say you only live once. That's a lie. You only die once. Hold on. Whoa, hold on. I think I messed that whole joint up. I don't know what I'm saying myself. My mind bros up on like, yo. They say you only live once. That's a lie. You only die once. There we go. So anytime that your God allows you to get out here and continue your journey, please show the world the best version of you. Y'all please be safe. Peace.
This is a Soul of Art presentation.